Hi everyone. We're going to start off in Supta Baddha Konasana. So go ahead, bring palms of the feet together, and then we'll lie ourselves down all the way, nice and long. And then it's your choice where you would like to place your arms. If you would like to feel a little bit more open, I recommend out to the side. That should feel nice. As usual, this is the time for you to bring your mind into your control. So, trying to not pay attention to any thoughts right now, except just being aware of them. We're not thinking about those thoughts, we're just seeing them and noticing them. Go ahead and take one more breath here. And then let's bring knees back together. Let's bring our knees into our chest. We'll roll over to our right side and come all the way up. And we'll begin with just gate pose to really warm up our sides and our entire body, really. So let's go ahead and come onto our knees. And if you have any kind of knee issues, you're going to want to have some padding, but there shouldn't be too much pressure. So let's go ahead and press the right knee into the floor so we can take the left leg entirely out, nice and extended. We're going to make sure we're using the quad, the calf, and then we'll inhale, exhaling. We're going to come over towards the left leg, stretching the entire right side. Great. One more breath here. And then inhaling, we'll come all the way up. We'll take our arms down. Let's go ahead and bring the left leg in. Then we're going to press left leg into the floor as we take right out. Great. And we'll inhale once again. Exhaling. We're going to tip over to our right leg. One more breath here. And then inhaling, we'll come all the way up. Exhaling, we'll release. Let's go ahead and bring that knee down and we'll sit. And we're actually going to go into table right now. So everyone go ahead and just try not to look at the screen and strain your neck. Just go ahead and come into table and listen to my verbal instructions. So we're gonna look straight down at the floor in between our hands, and let's spread our fingers nice and wide so we're covering a lot of surface and planting our hands into the floor, all fingers equally. And then now is a great time to find that that equilibrium almost in your body, drawing that imaginary line down the center and seeing if you can equally part the weight of your body into those two parts that you've created with that center line. Try to relax those shoulders, moving them away from your ears as much as you can. And make sure your shoulders are right above your wrists. All right, and then from there, let's go ahead and go into cat. So we're going to draw the navel in towards our back. We're rounding our back. We're going to let the head drop. So the head is just really hanging from the neck. And we're breathing. And keeping that center of weight, we're going to change poses. We're going to come into cow. Inhaling. We're going to do the exact opposite, arching our spine. Our sit bones are going to turn. Our chest, we're going to widen. And we're looking straight in front of us now. Same thing, we're relaxing those shoulders and breathing. And then go ahead and find your center once again, coming out of cow. And then we'll sit back on our heel. We're gonna actually go into a flow right now, just to energize us even more. So we're gonna do a flow that I think we've done several times before, but it's just gonna be from dog pose to plank to upward facing dog. So I'll demonstrate quickly, and then we'll go ahead and let's come into that position we've been in for a while now, table. And then we'll tuck those toes under, and we're going to lift hips up and over into downward facing dog. Let's relax those shoulders. We're looking in between our feet. All right, and then inhaling, go ahead and shift the hips to a neutral position. They're not too high or too low. That's going to bring a lot of the weight of your body more into your hands, your arms. Now we're in plank. All right, and then exhaling, try to come down in one piece all the way onto the floor, if you can. We'll place the top of the feet on the floor, and then we'll push into the floor to come into upward facing dog. Try not to let those shoulders rise up to your ears, and really open up your chest here. This is a great opportunity to really fill your body with air, so you should be breathing. Exhale, let's come down onto the floor. Let's go ahead and come up to plank in one piece if you can, using that arm strength. And then we'll return to downward facing dog once again by raising those hips up. So I'm going to let you go off on your own now. We'll try to get in maybe 1, possibly 2 repetitions. So go ahead and go with your breath now. Go ahead and finish whatever repetition you are. So I wanted to do something that's a little bit less restrictive and will allow us to open up. So we're going to go into Trikonasana now, triangle pose. So go ahead and grab that block. This will really allow us to open up and combat that restriction and closed-in feeling that sometimes workouts can bring. So let's go ahead and stand up now. Go ahead and just do it together. We'll start off in Tadasana. Really let those shoulders open up, broadening the chest. We're still letting them drop down as well, relaxing them. We'll inhale and then exhaling, bending both knees. We'll take one leg out at a time. Hands will come to hips. Let's rotate right foot 90 degrees, back leg just a tad, and then we'll go right into it. We'll tip the hips. Entire upper body is moving as one piece. We're going to find the block, place our hand firmly on it, and then we'll start our twist, 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 and only once you've twisted enough, then your hand should freely kind of almost float up. So make sure you've twisted enough. And we're going to draw that straight line from our left wrist to our left shoulder to our right shoulder to our right wrist. So they're all in line. One more breath here. Remember, this is really your time to open up, so use the most of it. And then go ahead and push into that block to come all the way up. Feeling that energy in your arms. Let's go ahead and transition as we're doing that. We'll change sides of the block. And we'll just rotate left foot 90 degrees, back leg a tad. And we'll tip from our hips. Entire upper body is moving as one piece. Find that block. And then entire upper body, that torso area is twisting. And the right arm now should float up. Great. As we're opening, we're letting air into our body, creating that space in our upper body. And then we're not gonna forget about this back leg. Make sure it's nice and tight. We're using the quad. See if you can tighten the quad. And see if you can notice what your right pinky toe is doing right now. So that's one of our body parts that we're probably not focusing on, since it's that opposite leg and it's the pinky toe. So see if you can push that pinky toe into the floor just like the big toe is. We want them all to be equally pushing into the floor. One more breath here. I know I've been talking. And then we'll push into the block and come up. And let's go ahead and come back into Tadasana. Take one breath here. So go ahead and come into actually I'll quickly demonstrate here. So go ahead and rest. We're actually going to come into downward facing dog just so that we can lift the leg up and bring the right foot. We're coming into basically a lunge position, and then we'll drop this left knee onto the floor, and I'm going to push it back, and that's how we're going to get that stretch in the hip flexor. We're going to come into a low lunge here, and then we'll inhale, come up. Really, I'm not staying like this. I'm actually actively trying to get that stretch by pushing my hips forward, opening the chest up. We'll breathe, and we'll come down, tuck our toes under, and we're gonna go back into downward facing dog, and we'll do the other side. So go ahead and come into table, and we'll tuck our toes under. Let's go and lift up our hips to come into downward facing dog. All right, and then we'll take right leg into the air, into our chest, and then in between our hands. Okay, and then let's drop the left knee to the floor. Let the top of the foot rest on the floor. And then if you need to move that knee back to get more of a stretch, go ahead and do that. And on your next inhale, we'll come all the way up. So we won't hold here for too long, but I want everyone to really stretch out those hip flexors, that hip crease area, and open up. One more breath here. And then we'll come all the way back to the floor. Let's tuck that toe under and come into our neutral position, downward facing dog. And then let's go ahead and lift left leg into the air now. And bring that into our chest and in between our hands. From there, we'll place the right knee on the floor. We'll untuck the left foot. All right, and then pushing the right knee back. Let's go ahead and inhale and come all the way up. One more breath here. Go ahead and also open up that lower belly as well. And then exhaling, let's bring hands onto the floor. Let's tuck our toes under. Come into downward facing dog. Let's bring knees onto the floor, and we're gonna actually come onto our back. We're gonna end our practice with a twist, a lying down twist, and then we'll go into Savasana. So go ahead, bring hands, bring our arms out to the side. We're gonna extend them, and we're gonna bring knees into our chest. Let's roll over to roll our lower body towards the right side. And breathe here. Alright, and then inhaling, we'll come to neutral. Exhaling, we're going to twist to our left side, bringing our lower body to the left side of our mat. And then inhaling, we'll come to neutral. Exhaling, we'll come into Savasana. So extending out hands, our arms and legs, palms facing up, feet flopping out to the side. Go ahead and bring your attention back to your breath if you got distracted. And then go ahead and now start to take deeper breaths. Start moving fingers and toes. Wrists and ankles now. Gently shaking or nodding your head. And then let's bend a knee at a time. And we'll roll to our right side. And come all the way up. Alright, good. So we'll find a seated position. Let's go ahead and bring hands to chest. Bowing our head. Namaste.